N1GMV.
NG, come back with your call again.
Hey, Jim, N1GMV. I got that stock mic out you wanted to test.
All right, let me talk to you just for a minute. Let's see if Mother Nature is going to prevail here, or are we? She was kind of getting a little choppy there just a minute ago. What's the name of the place?
Yeah, Jim, this is November 1 Golf Mike Victor. We spoke once before. You were asking me, because I have the 7610, you wanted to hear the stock mic, and I heard your melodious voice out there, and I went to the closet and I pulled down the stock mic. Over.
Are you on the stock mic now?
Yeah, roger on that. The radio is set to compressor on with mid, and I've moved my bass down and my treble up a little bit. That's the way it was last time I spoke with you when I was on the desk mic.
Roger, just out of curiosity, and I don't want to be a pain in the whatever, but would it be easy for you to dump your EQ and just let me hear the stock hand mic by itself? And you want to be in full width, Roger?
Yeah, roger on that. No problem. Matter of fact, I got it plugged in here direct. I figured that's what you wanted to hear. Do you want me to flatten out my EQ?
Roger, roger. This is KC9VKV in the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog program, and we are standing by.
Okay, compressor is off, and I'm running wide, and I'm on the stock microphone, and I moved the EQs back to flat. Over.
Oh, that's beautiful sound. Beautiful sound. It's full-bodied, not too deep, on the bottom end, but still represented on the low frequencies, and got a nice top end to it. They did a lot of work on that hand mic.
Yeah, I heard somebody else say that once before when I had the 7300. Let me pop the compressor on, and when I get the compressor on, I just switch to mid. This is usually, I talked to somebody. He told me that when I run the compressor, I might want to run mid because usually I'll use the compressor when I'm trying to work DS. So.
Yeah, no, that's a fallacy. Yeah, you want to leave the mids flat. And if and boost your top end half of its possibilities, and then roll off the bottom if you want to contest or DX. If not, leave the bottom flat, and you can QSO. Roger, roger.
Okay. Well, I was thinking about I've got it so it can preset. So compressor on, it won't change the tones. It'll just set the mid. I can have it so it presets the mid, narrow, or wide. Over.
Roger. Well, just back out of the compressor. You're fine without the compressor. That will flatten your EQ on the mic. Roger.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. So you like the sound of this? Yeah. It pushes the ALC up to the top of the red, and looks like everything is okay. So you actually like the hand mic. This is what I was afraid of. You like the hand mic better than the other. You want me to plug in the 781? I got a 781 here. I can run it directly into the radio.
Sure, go ahead. I really like that hand mic. It's nice and balanced, and it's a condenser mic, so it has a nice articulated top end, Roger. And to duplicate that on a dynamic microphone, you are probably going to have to plus top end EQ to duplicate the intelligibility or the articulation level of the hand mic.
Yeah, okay, I don't know if I got my foot pedal hooked up, so I'll just use the transmit button. Yeah, okay, so I'm on the 781 without changing any settings on the radio whatsoever right now, over.
Roger, so you are approximately, just offhand, I would say at least 6 dB down from the top end EQ of the hand mic, Roger?
Okay, so if I go to the mic gain and I'll wind that up to 100, and let's see, bump up the highs a little bit.
Yeah, I would say leave the mid-range flat, and use your top end about half of its possibilities, like +5 or thereabouts, and that will begin to assimilate the same articulation level as the condenser mic.
Okay, and leave the bass alone. I just bumped the treble up too.
Yeah, I think so. Talk to me for a minute.
Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. By the way, I had picked you up when I was on my little QRP radio. I really wanted to reach out to you to do this test, though, of the microphones. But I have a little mini SDR rig. I'd love to tell me what you think of that one as well. It's a little 10-watt rig, but seems to get out pretty well. So there we go. That's the PR781, and I'm talking about 1.5 inches away from it, and I made those audio changes. Over.
Roger, sounds good. Yeah, just remember, though, you know, that hand mic is a condenser mic, and a condenser mic will be always more articulated in the top end than a dynamic mic. So when you switch, you can just arbitrarily assume that to duplicate the top end of the hand mic, the condenser hand mic, you're going to have to do about a +5 on the top end push for the dynamic. Roger?
Okay, roger that. I just switched over to the SM50. I'm going to have to turn the mic gain down a little bit, I think. The SM50 desk mic right now. Over.
Roger, sounds good. Tell me something I don't know.
It's funny, the SM50 desk mic, they try to make it handy by putting the up-down VFO buttons on the microphone. And, you know, if you're not looking, you hit the end. I usually use the lock button when I talk, and I end up hitting the up button, and if I'm not in VFO mode, it changes it to a memory channel, and I just don't know where I was. So I can't tell you how many times, Jim, I've hit that button, and that was the end of my Qso. Over.
Hey, roger that. Yeah, I always lock mine just because, you know, I have a tendency to, you know, possibly shift frequency, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to sound like Mickey Mouse or Mr. Bassman.
Yeah, there's actually a pinout, and I go through a mic switch, an MFJ mic switch, and I can just pull the jumper out. And I used to have it out because it irritated me to no end. So I might just pull that back out again, so the up-down functions don't work. Hey, if you got another minute, Jim, I'd like to switch over to my little mini SDR radio. It's called a RS918 SSB. It's a little mini Chinese SDR radio. I think my signal will be a little bit lower, but I think you'll be able to hear me.
All right, you're below 10 dB, or I should say you're above plus 10 dB over my noise level, so give it a shot. I'll be listening. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor.
Okay, there we go. I switched over to the SDR radio. I'm running, let's see, about, tell me what this thing does anyway. I'm curious now. About 15 watts. And so I'm running the SDR rig. How copy, over?
You won't believe this, but when you first came back, you were at the same level as your other radio, Roger.
Well, that's too funny. I know it's less power because I'm running it with like a 3-amp fuse, so I don't know how it does it, but it's pretty efficient, over.
Roger, that transmission, you were 2 dB hotter than your other radio.
See, I can't figure that out. I don't know where all that other power goes on the ICOM, but this I get unbelievable signal reports. So this is on full power. Let's see, I'll turn it down. This is 5 watts, 5 watts. This 2 watts, 2 watts, 1 watt, 1 watt, half a watt, half a watt. Full power, over.
Roger, you were 3 dB above my noise level and half a watt.
This radio is so much fun, too. It's even got a touch screen and everything else. But, okay, very good. Well, thank you so much. I'll listen for pre-recording. I really enjoyed the other one. My wife and I were watching YouTube videos on the couch. You know, the new TVs, you can watch YouTube. And sometimes we just don't have the attention span of a full movie or something, so we watch YouTube. And we were watching some other subscribers, and then I said, oh, I wonder if I'm signed up there. So I went to your channel and subscribed, and I found the video, and it was so neat hearing myself over my TV set. Over.
Oh, Roger, I do that all the time. It's really nice to be able to get YouTube right on your TV set. So, you know, you 4K. Of course, I don't record in that high of video resolution because I'm not performing surgery. You know, I don't want to see all those lines and stuff. So I have chosen to do a slightly attenuated resolution level video-wise, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, on that, I did want to give you a suggestion. I mean, take it as it may, but I was wondering if you had the camera behind you so you could see your radio from the front and then have a mirror on top of the radio, we would be able to see your face as well, and then we would see the radio and your face. Or you could do a split screen, but I guess that would be more editing. But I thought it would be really neat. That's the only thing I missed was that I can't see your radio as you're working the stations. Over.
Roger, Roger. Well, you just have to rely on my VU meter interpretations, Roger.
Roger that. All right, bud. Thanks a lot. You have a great day, and thanks for the radio check. Wow, really amazed that this rig does what it does here. 73 from N1GMV.
Roger, Roger. 3 away, sir, and you have a real good afternoon and a good evening. And we're going to turn into a pumpkin here. It's 22 minutes past 5, so we're well past our Qso-Vlog time, which we usually run between 3:30 and 5. So we will say 73s to everybody. Thanks for participating in this afternoon's Qso-Vlog. We will be posting this on YouTube within the next couple of days. So if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, that will take you to the Qso-Vlog page, and on that page look for a session entitled My Group Air Check 120718. My Group Air Check 120718. 3's all. Catch you later. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Clear.